Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Wishing You Well podcast with Maria Patrick, the show where we explore simple and natural ways to support your health and your energy and your well-being. Today, we're going to talk about something that I find so very fascinating, right out of traditional Chinese medicine. It can completely change the way you think about your daily routine. It's called the Chinese 24-hour body clock. Sometimes it's referred to as the Chinese organ clock. According to traditional Chinese medicine, the body operates on a natural rhythm where each one of our organ systems is the star of the show for 2 hours. Each organ system has a 2-hour window during the day when its energy, we call it qi, is at its peak. When we align our activities, our meals, our sleep, our rest with these natural cycles, we can help support our body's ability to heal, to digest, to detoxify, and to restore itself. Most of us are probably living against this rhythm. And when that happens, it throws that body clock off. If you're eating late at night, sleeping at the wrong times, skipping meals, pushing through exhaustion, you may start to feel the effects in your energy. Your digestion could be impacted. Your sleep will most definitely be impacted, and even your emotional health. It can take a toll on that. So today, I'm going to walk you through each part of the 24-hour Chinese clock and explain what your body's doing during that time and share simple ways with you that you can support your health by working with your body instead of against it. So I'd like to begin at the time when the body is doing some of its most important healing work while you're asleep. So let's start with the gallbladder time, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Between those 2 hours, 11 to 1, the energy of your gallbladder is at its strongest. From a Chinese medicine perspective, the gallbladder is responsible for decision making, your courage, processing fats, but it also plays a role in helping the body to begin its nightly detoxification process. This is one of the main reasons why practitioners of Chinese medicine, like myself, often recommend being asleep before 11 p.m. If you are regularly staying up past that time, your body is probably not getting the deep restorative sleep it needs in order to properly detoxify and repair its tissues. People who struggle to fall asleep before midnight may begin to notice symptoms, if you're not even noticing them already, in difficulty making decisions, waking up exhausted, and having extreme digestive discomfort, particularly after you eat fatty foods. So when we support this time of the clock, you're going to help improve those things that have been troubling for you. And it can be as simple as turning off screens earlier in the evening, dimming the lights, allowing the body to wind down naturally, properly prepare your body and your mind for sleep. Your body begins preparing for sleep long before your head actually hits the pillow, and we could either help or hinder that process. Between the hours of 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., the liver takes center stage. In traditional Chinese medicine, the liver is responsible for the smooth flow of qi and for detoxifying the blood. So this is when your body is processing toxins, medications, metabolic waste, and your hormones. Interestingly, people who wake up consistently between those hours, between the hours of 1 and 3 a.m. in the morning, may be experiencing imbalances in the liver system. So it's important to take note of these 2 hours as we go around the clock, because if you're not asleep during the 2 hours, the organ's not going to be able to repair itself And if you're waking up in the middle of the night during those 2 hours, it's your body sending you a message that that organ needs some TLC. So when this happens for your liver, you're waking up between 1 and 3, it could be related to stress. It could be because you've been drinking alcohol. It could be because you had a heavy late night meal. It could be that you're suppressing some anger or frustration. So how can you support your liver health? Try eating lighter dinners and eating them earlier. Try limiting your alcohol consumption. Try to incorporate some stress management techniques into your evening and adding in some gentle moving meditation type practices like Qigong or walking. The liver loves, it kind of counts on calmness and smooth flow, both physically and emotionally. So if we show our liver some love, it'll be able to do the over 500 jobs that it's responsible for doing for us each and every day. Between the hours of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., the lungs are most active. In Chinese medicine, the lungs govern our breathing, our immunity, and our ability to let go emotionally. The lungs are also associated with holding on to our grief and our sadness. So many spiritual traditions consider this window of time, the 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. time, a very quiet, reflective time, sometimes called the hour of prayer or the hour of awakening because of its association with grief and sadness. Physically, what's happening during those hours is that the lungs are refreshing the oxygen levels in your body. So if you find yourself waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., particularly if you're waking up coughing, that's your lungs trying to do what they need to do during those hours. And once again, your body's sending you a message. You can support your lung health by incorporating a daily deep breathing practice, by doing gentle stretches every day, by having a Qigong practice early morning or in the evening, and spending as much time as you can in fresh air. People who wake up between the hours of 3 and 5 a.m. will most definitely benefit from doing breathing exercises or meditation during those hours to help them fall back to sleep. From 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., the body's energy moves to the large intestine. This is when the body begins to prepare itself to eliminate waste and toxins. This is why so many of us naturally feel the urge to use the bathroom soon after we wake up. So if you want to support your energy during this time of the body clock, you'll want to drink warm water first thing in the morning. You'll want to start your day with a short walk or some gentle stretches, and try to the best of your ability to have a calm, unrushed morning routine. I recognize that that's not always possible, but as often as you can, that's going to help you. If you have a gentle, calm, unrushed morning routine, what will that mean? Better, more complete elimination during large intestine time or shortly thereafter, depending upon when you wake up. We've often been told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and that makes perfect sense when we realize that between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., our stomach energy is at its strongest. This is the ideal time to eat your most nourishing meal of the day. Traditional Chinese medicine encourages a warm, nourishing, substantial breakfast because your digestion is so strong during this time. Examples might include oatmeal, eggs, soup, congee, and warm grains. Cold foods like smoothies or iced drinks can weaken your digestive energy early in the morning. And many people who skip breakfast often experience fatigue or cravings as the day goes on. It's so important to fuel the body during this important window, these hours of 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., and that's going to help provide you with nourishment and steady energy to go on about your day. The hours following the stomach time, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., that's when your spleen system is at its peak. The spleen in Chinese medicine is responsible for converting your food into usable energy and nourishing your body, your muscles, your brain. This becomes one of the best times for mental focus, for getting important work done, for studying, for problem solving. It's between the hours of 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. that I have my office hours. It's when I get my most productive work done. If you've eaten a nourishing breakfast prior to spleen time, your body during the hours of 9 to 11 will convert that food into chi, into energy and vitality. And that's going to help you with sharpening your focus and giving you that sustainable type energy for whatever project that you're working on, meetings that you're having, or studying, problem solving that you're doing. The best ways to support your spleen health are to eat regular meals, avoid too many cold or raw foods. You might be sick and tired of hearing me tell you that. To avoid taking in excessive sugar, and to doing your level best in managing your worrying and your overthinking. I know that's easier said than done. Your heart energy is at its strongest between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. From a Chinese medicine perspective, the heart governs your emotional balance, your joy, your mental and emotional clarity, your circulation. So that's a good time between 11 and 1 for social interaction, for having good conversation, for making connections. It's a great time for lunch, and if at all possible, to make that a social meal that you share with others. Chinese medicine typically suggests eating a moderate meal rather than something that's the largest meal of the day at this time, but eating something nourishing and of moderate amount while you're being social at the same time makes perfect sense doing that between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., the heart time. The small intestine kicks in after lunch from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., and the small intestine does its work to separate the waste and the nutrients from one another. Your body's going to continue to process the food that you ate for lunch, which means your energy may dip slightly during this time. We know that there are cultures that take a siesta or a break after lunch during these hours. So we want to be especially careful of our energy during the hours of 1 to 3 p.m. Try not to push through exhaustion by taking in caffeine or sugar. Instead, try to help yourself by stretching, hydrating, maybe stepping outside for fresh air briefly, and if at all possible, taking a short walk. The bladder is most active between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m., at least the bladder meridian, the energy lines going to and from the bladder. This system, your urinary bladder system, plays a major role in not only the fluid balance in your body, but also in your nervous system regulation. Many people notice, myself included, that their energy rises again during this time. So you take that little dip after lunch, and then you kind of have a second wind between 3 and 5 p.m. That makes it an excellent time for exercise or movement because your circulation and your endurance are particularly strong during this time. So it's a great time for doing yoga or strength training. Taking a walk or doing Qigong can also feel particularly good during this time. Hydration is especially important during this time of the urinary bladder. From 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., the kidneys are at their peak. The kidneys in Chinese medicine are considered our battery packs. They store our vital energy known as Jing, and that energy is what's associated with our longevity, our resilience, and our reproductive health. That makes this time between 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. a good time, an excellent time to eat your dinner, to connect with family and or friends, and to begin the winding down process. Dinner ideally should be a lighter meal than your breakfast and your lunch, and that it gives your body enough time to digest that food before bedtime. The best ways you can support your kidney health would be maintaining warmth in your body, avoiding overworking, managing your stress, and getting adequate rest. 7 to 9 p.m. is pericardium time, circulation. The pericardium, which is the protective sac around your heart, is most active between the hours of 7 to 9 p.m. So not only does that make this time good for relaxation and emotional balance, but it's a very good time for making connections with your loved ones. It might even be the best time for boom chicka wow wow time, if you understand what I'm implying. It's a good time for reading, gentle stretching, conversation, meditation, some light hobbies, and intimacy. It's not the time for us to be doing intense work or stressful activity. That would be hard on your heart. So think of this time, the hours between 7 to 9, as your body gradually preparing itself for sleep. Last up on the Chinese body clock, the hours between 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., the triple burner time, known in traditional Chinese medicine as the hours of the San Jiao. That is when your triple burner is most active. The triple burner or San Jiao system is the one that regulates your body temperature, your metabolism, and the distribution of your energy. This is your body's time from 9 to 11 to transition itself into deep sleep preparation. The best thing or things that you can do during these hours to begin settling down for the night would be dimming the lights, if at all possible, putting away your screens, reducing stimulation, blocking the blue light, trying not to expose yourself to anything too stressful so that you can allow your nervous system to shift into a restful state. Living in harmony with the Chinese clock makes perfect sense for helping your health and longevity. It's a great tool to use. It's a wonderful guide. As you heard me going through each of those 2-hour time periods, I hope that it made sense to you. It certainly, when I was exposed to this, when I was training to become a certified Qigong instructor, I had a lot of aha moments as I worked my way around this clock. You don't need to follow it perfectly. It's understandable. Our lives are busy. No one of us lives in perfect alignment every single day. But when we make even the smallest adjustments, we are supporting our health. For example, eating breakfast instead of skipping it, going to bed earlier instead of powering through way past 11 p.m., taking short breaks during the day, exercising in the afternoon, avoiding late night meals. These are small shifts, but they can help bring your daily rhythm closer to what is considered, from a traditional Chinese medicine perspective, which has been around for thousands of years, the natural rhythm of your body. And when your body's rhythm improves, a lot of things will improve. And you'll notice these improvements in your sleep, your digestion, your energy, your mood, and how much healthier you are, how less you get sick, which means you're going to be helping boost your immune function. The Chinese body clock reminds us that health isn't just about what we do. It's also very important that we know that it's about when we do the things we do. So today, I invite you to make some changes, to pay attention to your own daily rhythms, to notice when you feel most energetic, to take note of when you naturally feel tired, to pay close attention to when your body lets you know that it wants to eat, it needs to move, and when it needs rest. You might discover that your body already gets this ancient rhythm system and that it's simply just waiting for you to listen and make the changes. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Wishing You Well podcast. I hope you can tell how passionate I am about these topics that we discuss each week. And I hope that if you enjoyed this episode, that you'll give me a review, a thumbs up, and take the time to subscribe and also share this episode with a friend who might also be interested in natural health and wellness. I'm looking forward to hearing how these small changes are going to make a big difference in your life. And until next time, I'm Maria Patrick, and as always, I am wishing you well.